Fasten your seatbelts, hold on tight. You're in for one crazy ride tonight on the Josh Nolan Full Throttle Racing Show. Hashtag one on Facebook.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts, hold on tight. You're in for one incredibly awesome and amazing ride today on the Josh Nolan Full Throttle Racing Show. Hashtag one on YouTube. We have with us Mr. Eugene Kontz. Welcome to the show, Eugene.
Thank you, Josh. I appreciate this.
So let's talk about your racing career, Eugene. Where did it all start for you?
I started at Bradford Speedway about 4 years ago. This is my fourth year into it.
Okay. So what was it like for you to climb on a race car for the first time, Eugene?
Different, very different and scary.
Yeah. So you were a little bit scared.
I have to admit that I am still a little scared. I mean, I'm getting used to it. I got to get more seat time in order to get to be able to race like a real person, I guess.
Okay. So has the nerves kind of calmed down a little bit ever since you got behind the wheel for the first time, or?
Yes, it sure has.
Okay. So Eugene, when you got behind the wheel for the first time, did it take you a little while to get up to speed?
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
It's a different world. It's a different world out there on the track compared to what it is on the main road.
Okay.
Everybody seems to think that, they're watching from the grandstands and they're thinking, well, I will put the car here and here, but it's not that easy while you're on the track. It's like I have to explain to people. It's a whole different world out there on that racetrack than what it is from watching it from the grandstand.
Okay. Yeah. So Eugene, let's talk about your race car number. Where did the race car number come from now?
The number 87 came from the year my wife was born.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a couple choices between 87, 74, and 64. 64 is the year I was born. 74 is the year my late wife was born. And then I came up with the 87 with my current wife.
Okay. Already. Okay. So Eugene, when it comes to your race car, because you race in, it's called a sport compact, right? Type thing.
Yeah, 4-cylinder. Yes.
4-cylinder. Okay. So what's the average speed in a 4-cylinder on a track like yours?
It all depends what kind of mood I'm in, I guess. If I'm in a go fast mood, or if I'm in this is my first time in this track, really scared mode. I think the top speed I ever hit was like 70, 75.
Okay. So Eugene, do you have a lot of cars that compete in your class?
Yeah, it's quite a few, and there's quite a few fast ones.
Okay. So Eugene, when it comes to your race car, how much success have you had as a race car driver so far?
I since I first started racing, I finished the season in like 25th place at the beginning of my race career. And last year, let me back it up. Year before, I finished like in the top. I'm saying probably 15 or 18 a year before last. And last year, I think I finished in the top 15.
Okay. So you're doing better, which is really good. You're progressing, which is good. So Eugene, what is your 5-year plan with racing?
Excuse me?
What's your 5-year plan with racing?
What's my final year or this year?
No, your 5-year. 5-year.
Oh, no, this is my fourth year.
No, what is your 5-year plan though? What is your 5-year plan?
To get a checkered flag.
Okay. And how about your 10-year plan?
Probably I don't know, probably be retired by then.
Okay. So Eugene, what do you have for sponsors on your race car?
I have only one sponsor, and that's one out of Rowlett, Pennsylvania, and it's called Solomon's Word for the Wise.
Okay.
I'm more or less of an underdog, so I really don't have anybody. I'd like to get sponsors out there, but
yeah. So I'd like to help you out a little bit there, Eugene. If there's anybody out here watching this racing show or going to be watching this racing show with me and Mr. Eugene Kontz and his number 87 Sport Compact, get a hold of Eugene because he just appreciates the sponsorship on his race car as he gets further into his racing career. So Eugene, so when it comes to the paint scheme of your race car, who helps make the decision on the paint scheme of your race car for the year?
For the paint?
Yeah.
My wife and I sit down and talk about it, and we agree on to it.
Okay. So what's your paint scheme this year?
Red, all red.
All red. Okay. So
because I had my car I'm running this year. Well, one of my cars I'm going to be running this year is a Pontiac Sunfire. It's got 2.4 motor into it. There's no work done to it. I mean, it's all bone stock. Last year it was red and black. This year it's all red, and that's due to my grandson. He always talks about Papa's red race car. Well, I got rid of my Kia that I had, my red Kia, so I had to paint this one red for him as well. So
okay. So Eugene, when you're getting ready to go out on the racetrack in your race car for your heat races, your hot laps, your feature, what helps get you, how can I put this way, get you focused and ready to get behind the wheel of the race car?
Good Lord above. I say
Good
my
Lord.
prayers.
Okay. So do you have like a moment to yourself when you're behind the wheel before you get ready to take the track?
Yes, I before I get in my car, I say a prayer for God. I'm not trying to push religious stuff over on nobody, but I pray to God before I get in the car to bring me back off the track safely, and for the safety of other drivers out there on the track as well.
Okay. So Eugene, what's one of the worst things you've had happen to you as a race car driver so far?
Oh boy, the worst thing I ever had was last year at the McKean County Raceway in Smithport, Pennsylvania. It's coming into turn 3 and 4, and there was another mini stock bouncing on his passenger side around the corner.
Oh boy.
And I didn't want to get involved into it, so I ducked down underneath him, and he came back down on all fours, and he started slapping into my passenger side of my vehicle. So I nudged him a little bit to let him know, hey, stop. Robin's racing, I understand that, but that's uncalled for.
Yeah.
So I got down into turns 1 and 2. He purposely hit the back quarter panel on my driver's side, spun me out, and jammed my driver's door.
Oh.
And I was afraid that I was going to get rolled over, but I was more upset.
Yeah.
And when he was pulling off the track after he got going and I got going, he was getting ready to pull off the track. And my thought was to hit him as hard as I can with full throttle and roll him.
Yeah.
But I said, thank you, God, for not letting me roll over. And thank you for diverting that wheel the opposite direction.
Yeah. I know some emotions can get pretty high when you're on the racetrack and things happen on the racetrack. So, Eugene, who is your racing hero?
I would have to say my children, my 13-year-old, my 10-year-old, and my 5-year-old, and my wife.
Okay.
There's other kids out there, and there's other people out there likes how I'm racing. They say I'm aggressive. I need to be more aggressive on the track instead of pampering it, instead of trying to drive cautiously. But that's me. That's my dad told me, to drive cautiously and be prepared to stop when you have to stop.
Okay. Who's your favorite race car driver though, Eugene?
In the 4-cylinder?
In any type of racing, what's your favorite race car driver?
I have no favorites, I guess, but I there's a few of them that in the mini stock that I look up to and I turn to for for the 4-cylinder that I look up to and ask for advice on some things. And my car, my Sunfire that I'm going to be running this weekend, a friend that I met through Bradford Speedway and became really close friends with, he said that he would help me build my car and get it set up so I can run quicker.
Okay.
And that's Trevor Putt, there's Donnie Williams, he's number 28. Of course, Tammy Watson.
Oh yeah.
About Tammy. Tammy is a female driver, and first time I ever had contact with Tammy is my first year driving. I had a Ford Focus on the track, and she had her first ion on track. I'm coming out coming in turn one, and she got right directly in front of me. Come up and she cut short, and I slashed in the side of her, and she kept on going, and I kept on going right into the infield.
Oh boy, oh boy.
And I apologized to her from it.
Yeah. So, Eugene, when it comes to your racing, what is your home racetrack?
I want to say Bradford Speedway for the moment.
Okay.
I that's my first track I raced on was Bradford Speedway.
Okay.
I raced at King County Speedway in Smithport, Pennsylvania, and then last year for the first time ever I went to State Line, and that's when I took the key up there. My first time on track up there, I was nervous, very nervous, and that was my first race, and I went out to qualify. The top two had to qualify to be able to go to the A main, so I was in the B main. So I went out there and I just sat back and relaxed. I didn't know how the track was going to be. The track was phenomenal. It's very smooth, very awesome. I was keeping up with the cars, with a couple Hondas, the Preludes, and whatever else stuff. There was like 2 cars in front of me, and I had to get that one more spot to be able to get into the A main. I just didn't make it, but Tammy and her husband both encouraged me. They said that I ran a better race the second time than I did the first time.
Okay. So how big is Bradford Speedway, Eugene?
I think it's a third.
Okay.
A third of a mile.
Okay. So Eugene, do you have any big racing events you're getting ready to race at?
Yes, this Sunday at Bradford Speedway. There's a big event going on this weekend. I can't remember the complete details of it, but the pure stocks I do believe like $3,000 to win. Then it goes on down the line. Mini stocks is $350, or the 4 cylinders is $350 to win the race. The track owner, Dennis Cummings, has made a phenomenal improvements to the track and to the pit at Bradford Speedway.
Okay. So Eugene, when it comes to your racing career and you're at the racetrack, what's your favorite thing to eat at the racetrack?
Oh boy. Can't tell my wife that. No. When my niece used to work up there in the food department, I like to get the baked chicken,
Okay.
the salted potatoes and macaroni. Other than that, there is it's a regular burger, and lots of water, of water and Gatorade.
Okay. So, what's your favorite home cooked meal then, Eugene?
Oh boy, my wife knows this. So yeah, I'd have to say lasagna.
Oh, very good choice.
Yeah.
So
my
Eugene,
wife,
go
my
ahead.
wife makes the most awesomest, if that's even a word, lasagna. It just melts in your mouth.
Okay. So Eugene, when it comes to you going out to eat, what's your favorite restaurant to eat at? Going out to eat.
I don't go out to eat much.
Okay.
Once in a while, when my wife and I first started dating, we used to go to Perkins.
Okay.
And that used to be in Bradford, PA. Other than that, I'm not type to go out to a restaurant too much.
Okay. So Eugene, who helps work on your race car then?
90% of the time it's just me.
Just you. Okay.
Right. Every once in a while, I need some extra heavy duty stuff to be done. I usually have my nephew, Andrew Lovelace, which he races with me as well, or else my niece's husband, and his name is Joe, and he races with me as well. Chris Shelley from O2 Shelley Racing, or else 25 Merle Shelley, all mini stat or 4 cylinders. Usually they'll help me as long as it's under time.
Okay. So Eugene, what do you like to do away from the racetrack?
I like to spend quality time with my wife and my children.
Okay, very cool. So, question, Eugene, have you ever had like kids come up to you and want your autograph and stuff like that after the races? And
Yes. There's a special time during the summer. We have all stock cars, mini stock, the 4 cylinders, pro mods, and all them other cars come out on the track, and we do like a signature night for kids and fans
okay,
and stuff like that.
okay, very cool, very cool, very cool. So, Eugene, do you have a racing nickname?
Gene,
Gene, okay.
that's it. I mean, other than that, I've been called a lot worse by drivers and by fans, drivers. People that said I don't know how to drive. I should get off the track. I'm too slow, and I agree with that. I was slow at the beginning, but you also see that I'm starting to pick up now, as I said. Other than that, I've been called old man.
Yeah.
It's hard telling.
Oh yeah. But Gene, go ahead.
But my name on my car is Gene.
Okay. Gene, I'm the Full Throttle rock star. Nice. So yeah, that's my nickname.
Nice to meet you, Paul.
Yes.
Rock star.
Yeah. So Gene, do you have anything out there you want to say to the kids to help get them in a race car?
Follow your dreams. It's not a bad world out there as long as you're cautious. Be cautious. Think smarter. Follow your heart on everything you do, and say your prayers.
Already.
Prayers are always good. If you have a favorite stock car driver, whether it's a pro mod, NASCAR, or just a regular Hicktown driver like Tammy Watson, a few other ones around here in New York State. If you have a favorite driver, talk to them and get the encouragement from them and be able to step behind the wheel and just to feel the car for a while. And don't go out there and don't ever think you're gonna win a race on the first lap. You never do. It's always the best. If you go off that track last, you still won the race, but you came off it on all four.
Okay. So Eugene, do you have any other crazy stories you'd like to share with us?
Oh boy. Just before my racing career started, I lost two uncles on a racetrack. They were driving a big sports car, the cars for NASA, and both of them had major heart attacks on the track.
Wow. And
I've been up to the races. I've watched races back in my alcoholic days. I was drunk at the races. Thank God I quit drinking 5 years ago to be able to be with my family.
Yeah.
Got out of the bad relationship I was in, so it got me away from the alcohol. But the craziest thing I did is after my dad and asked my dad if he'd mind if I raced.
Yeah.
And my dad looked at me. I seen the look in his eyes like he didn't really want me to.
Yeah.
And I respected my father. I lost my father in 2014.
Okay.
To health illnesses. I miss him. But I know he's right there beside me in that car every time I enter that track, get into that car.
Yeah.
And people. I mean, my craziest thing ever would be is that people think I'm crazy, nuts, otherwise. But I talk to people from the past. I talked to my father. I mean, my father's been gone since 2014. My mother's been gone since 2013. I lost my late wife in 2007. I still talk to them spiritually or whatever, and they helped guide me through a lot of stuff in my life. And there's been a time that I had I want to say probably about a month and a half, 2-3 months ago, maybe. I had a very bad moment in my life. I had a mental breakdown. And the craziest thing was I came back to my house and I had 11 state troopers at my house.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
As because my ex called the state police on me and said I tried to harm myself. And the state police said that you send a car over there. And my ex-girlfriend told the state police, you better send more than one because he ain't going to be willing to go. So ended up being 11 troopers showed up at my house, plus a corporal showed up at my house. So
Wow.
I'm better now. There's some things I had to take care of in my life.
Oh yeah.
Had to catch up on in my life and stop pushing my feelings so far behind me.
Yeah.
Instead of worrying about what was going on with my wife and everything.
Yeah.
And I had to put my feelings back up there as well and help her out as well.
So, Gene, get a question for you. When you get ready to go out on the race, get ready to go into your race weekend, does that take a lot of time to go through the car weekly to get things ready to go for the races?
Yes, I take my time, make sure every nut and bolt tightened up onto it, make sure all tires got good air into them, quality air into them. I check over my my fluids, my antifreeze or water, whichever I'm running, and I check my oil, power steering fluids. I tune the car up, make sure the car is sounding good, and I look forward to test and tune at Bradford Speedway every year.
Okay.
You let you go up there every year to test and tune your car to be able to run on track for 8 laps, get off, and that next set of cars come up, and then you have a few times during that day, all the way up until 8 o'clock to put your car on the track for 8 laps.
Okay. So, Eugene, I'd like to thank you again for being on the racing show with me today, talking about your racing career. And like I said, thank you very much for doing this with me, Eugene. Hopefully we can get you some new racing fans out there. I'm going to let you step out. I'm going to go ahead and thank these guys here, get some racing news, and I will call you. And when I call you, we'll talk about getting you scheduled for later on in your season to give us an update as what's going on with your racing season. Okay.
Sure. Sounds good, Josh.
Okay. I'll talk to you in just a little bit then, Eugene. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
You still on there, Josh?
Yes, I am.
Uh-oh. How am I still on there? Is there a way to exit out of this thing, Josh?
There should be one that says there should be I'm trying to think how we do that. Let me see here, Eugene. Hold on. There should be one that should say like exit or something like that on there, maybe.
I'm trying to exit. It's not letting me exit out of it.
Oh.
So start edit. Okay, I'm go back over here. Contact. External contact. I'm just not seeing nothing.
Okay, just let me get a little racing news update here, Eugene, and then I will go ahead and X out of here quick myself, okay?
All right, Josh. Thank you.
Yep.
I mean, I probably shut my phone off too. That probably help out. Restart it.
Yeah. Try that.
All right, Josh. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Ooh, okay. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Eugene Kontz Sr. on the racing show with me today. But getting a little racing news update for you guys there. Connor Daly and Takuma Sato are doing really good yesterday on Fast Friday at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Also, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of cars are getting up to speed really fast. Jimmy Johnson's doing okay. He did smack the wall on the outside of on the outside. Hopefully he can get up to speed and put together a really good qualifying effort this weekend. Also, Stuart Friesen picked up the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series win yesterday, so congratulations to Stuart Friesen. And Chris Dolan, kid we've had on our racing show a couple times, he picked up his second win of the season last Wednesday night at Shellhammer, so congratulations to Chris Dolan in the 7D not micro sprint for picking up win number 2 of the season. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go ahead and step off of here, and you guys have a good day and enjoy the rest of your amazing weekend. Good luck to all the race car drivers this weekend, especially my friend here, Bryce Norris. He is racing 2 days in a row. Good luck to Bryce Norris and his racing team. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and congratulations to Dolan Murdy for picking up the modified win last night too, ladies and gentlemen. So good luck to all the race car drivers this weekend. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you have a good day, have an amazing weekend, and catch you later on another episode of the Josh Nolan Full Throttle Racing Show. #1 on YouTube. Mm-hmm.